Well, guys, so we're going to talk. This is Joe and Paul and Paul and Joe. And well, I actually made it through the Arnold weekend. And boy, was it. It was a real trial. I'm telling
you. Speak loud.
It ran me to death like you wouldn't believe. I mean, you're constantly having to chase after the housekeepers to make sure they have plenty of linen and everything. Plus, the trash. The trash was a real trip. I mean, like the dining room. I was emptying out the dining room like 4 times between 8 and 10. Sorry.
That's all
right. I was poaching the eyeball there.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, you had your glasses on to guard you. And, yeah, the trash and stuff. And, like, continually having to keep up with the pool house and stuff. Which is a real pain. Because then the new laundry guy, you tell him you need something.
Never mind. Go on.
If you tell him you need something.
There you go. Alrighty.
You tell him you need something and that you have already put it in the dryer, and as soon as it's done, you need it. He will take it from that dryer and put it into another dryer and run it through again. And possibly even add stuff to it. So you wind up coming back into the laundry room and having to yank open the dryer door and pull out what you need and fold it up on your own and get it to where you need it in order for the guest to be satisfied and kept happy. Even though whenever you say something to this person, he gives you the title and stuff of what he used to be and how he knows exactly what he's doing. Even though I personally watching him do his job, I can tell you he has no damn idea what he's doing.
Well, a lot of times you just say, well, 50 cents and that will get you to Lazarus on the Bus, which is the defunct department store here in Columbus, Ohio.
Exactly.
Paul, look. This file's popped up in the corner. Oh, we'll deal with that later, I can assure you.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's okay. We'll deal with that.
Yeah, it's not the first time.
Well, no, it's not.
Yeah, there were 3 of them, yeah.
Yeah, well, we dealt with them. We tracked them down and nailed them. I'm sorry, I shouldn't interrupt you, but it's just, things occur to me.
Now this person, no, if you try to say something to this person, he'll go, well, I was a GM for so many years. I was a GM for so many years, and I know exactly what I'm doing and how to do it properly.
Well, that
won't get you anywhere, Jack, because you've got to understand how this end runs.
I'll get you. That'd be known as a hotel. When he
how
says
this
Indy means a hotel.
how this joint runs
Well,
and what
joint,
these
but,
people need and what they go through maximally. I mean, like, it's not all queen size stuff.
Oh.
I mean, they go through the maximum of king stuff in towels, in washcloths, hand towels, bath mats, pillowcases. You've got to get that stuff done out, separated in the washers, and going, and never do it more than 50 pounds because you will blow up
No, you know,
the two
ruin
washing
your
machines and the dryers. And unless you got about $5,000 out of your ass for repairing a machine that you just busted for overloading, trust me, don't do it. And it goes fast, and this stuff really goes faster if you do it properly. Like, never put more than 50 pounds in a washing machine. And when you empty that washing machine, you put that amount into the dryer. You do not add to it. You do not double it up because it will not dry, especially if you do not clean out the lint trap.
This man's a pro. You know, anybody doing this ought to listen to him.
And I'm telling you, this guy, ex-GM, he only cleans out the lint trap once when he shows up to work, and that's it. Because if you keep those lint traps clean every 3 loads, clean them out,
Yeah.
the damn laundry dries faster and gets done quicker like you wouldn't believe. And it's not wrinkled up. And it's not damp feeling. Just can't get this. Oh, well, you can't tell him about this because he knows what he's doing. He's an ex-GM. He did it for 4 years.
What is GM?
General manager.
Oh, I thought you meant by General Motors.
No, that's GMC.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, Paul's pro.
Hey, I've been at this for 25 years. I got a little foot in the door here. Sorry, if you've been out only since the late 70s, 90s, I kind of overrank you. I'm giving you a little suggestion here and there how to do something and get it right. Don't stand there and say, oh, well, I've been this, I've been that. I don't give a shit. I can overrun you. I can tell you new things that you don't know about. Even like in my last place. Told the boss's son a few things, showed him a few things. Kind of shook his little head loose, and he said, oh really? You're kidding. This is how it works? Yes, this is how it works. Such as
psychiatrist.
What was it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, these guys were horsing. You know, they messed you up. I mean, you know, they turned into this independent, you know, quote independent contractor unquote, which is a bunch of nonsense. You know, read my remarks in the Wall Street Journal of, you know, for March 2013, by the way, on that regarding him, only unstated.
Given your
vis-a-vis independent contract.
Giving your internet box and your wireless thing a downtime. so it can reboot. That's it. So they can reboot. No.
Rebooting must mean it's a Microsoft Windows system.
Oh, you unplug the stuff from the power. And you also take the power cord off of the back of the little box. Not the one with the antenna. You take it off of
That would be a
the back
route.
of the box. The route.
Well, I'm sorry.
You take it off. Well, yeah, you just remind.
Well, the antenna's a router. One of the antennas a router.
Okay, the one. Okay.
The one that where it comes in is the modem.
Yeah, well, you have to unplug the router, and
The
you have to
power.
unplug
The power.
the power, and you also have to unplug the modem and disconnect the cable.
Well, that ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna do that myself.
No, but it really does work, and it goes.
Well, that's fine.
It'll do it
I'm not
faster
gonna do that. I'm not gonna do
because
that.
you can do count 1001, 1002, up to 1005, and hook it all back up, and everything gets.
I don't have the
going
balls to
right
disconnect my
correctly.
modem. I was told specifically never to ever disconnect my modem.
But that's how it works.
That's what I was told, and this fellow seems to be very competent.
And there's also little pinholes
Yeah.
on the back that you can
Uh,
untangle a
yeah. No.
paper clip, and you can hit.
Yeah.
Because on some of them there was a
Oh,
reset
hell,
button that
It's
you can
8:15. Man, I still keep thinking it's
you
Saturday.
reset it. You
It's
reset
Saturday.
them
It's Tuesday.
with a paper clip through this
I thought it
tiny
was
little
Saturday.
hole, and that also works.
Well, I thought it was Saturday. It's not. Well, it's a big deal.
No, it's Tuesday.
Man.
My first day off.
Well, that's good. Let's see, and then I go to Bible study tomorrow. And I was going to go to this trial tomorrow that my buddy was watching about this eminent domain thing. He's not involved in this particular case, but he knows the people involved. But I thought, well, I'd like to go, but on the other hand, I don't want to, get up early and have to leave to go to Bible study, and that would maybe they might view me as disrupting the court. I don't want to be viewed as disrupting the court. So.
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
And there's also a lot of things that have to go on the wayside.
Well,
Such
I'm sorry.
as on the weekends when you have a big crowd like
Oh.
the Arnold.
Perhaps you might explain to these folks what the Arnold is.
The Arnold competition down in Central in Columbus at the Expo Center. Plus, you have a state high school wrestling match going on. And you also have a state cheerleading competition going on. You really only have, I mean,
No, we don't want to see all those pumped up,
if you
cretins in the Arnold, do we? But we wouldn't mind seeing the high school wrestling competition.
yeah, like when they take a shower in a pool room.
Well, they don't do that as part of the competition. Now we're talking about when they're wrestling,
Oh, I was talking about when they go out and go for a swim.
Well,
and take a shower in the shower stall.
That's not how they
out with a hand towel on.
That's not how they cover the. No, you're thinking of some of the stuff that you're viewing at night on the internet. I'm talking about what they do in the competitions.
Ah,
Well, we've all watched the stuff you're talking about on the internet at night.
yeah. Well, I told one guy.
Indeed.
That I shared an elevator with. I said, I hope you whoop butt and win. because he was here for the state high school boy wrestling stuff for state competition day. And I told him I hope he won. And it was hard not looking at him. I'm sorry, he was wearing a hand towel. That's what he wore back up to his room from the pool house. Because they got on the elevator on the first floor with me and we lugged our way
Well, it's a
up.
good thing you're not a Roman Catholic cardinal or something, or you'd all be on the internet even more than we are now.
Yeah, I know. We'd possibly be having.
Hell, you might be the next pope.
Hey, I'm old enough. Almost.
I could be your counselor.
You could even be my chauffeur. And my bodyguard.
I can't drive in Rome. I've seen how they drive over there.
Okay, we'll walk.
Well, yeah, that's actually okay. I've walked in Rome.
Where do we need to?
Well, we're going to go eat pizza. We're going to go drink beer. We're going to have wine. We're going to go,
Phone it in.
Well.
What?
I don't know.
They won't give me a discount?
I don't know how to phone anything in.
I can get a discount here, where I am now. I can get a $20 pizza, garbage pizza,
It's just so ridiculous.
for $10. How's that? And pizza's great.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, yes.
I'd say the name, but I'd probably get in trouble if I did that.
I would live on pizza. I would live on pizza. So, I would live on pizza.
Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that you doing. A lot of stuff that I am required to do. And supervisor is not used to this. Because she usually only works Monday through Friday. She's never there on the weekends. And stuff stuff gets jumped over. And I knock it off on Mondays. Because there were so many people coming and going and everything. I mean, it's really hard to mop down the floor when you've got thousands of people plowing through.
Well, this is a busy time of year. I mean, you've got all the state high school stuff going in.
All the state high school, like I said, the wrestling competition,
the high
state
school
cheerleading thing,
stuff,
and the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, but
You
it's
know,
been a very busy time of year.
I mean, it's not like just the kids and the coaches show up. It's the kids, the coaches, and their mom and dads, and all the brothers and sisters also show up for this. And we're talking a packed house here. I mean, really. It's hard to move around because, I mean, like, I have to get and keep all the trash out of the hotel during the day. That's one of the things I have to do. And when you come out there and, you're trying to cross through the lobby with the trash cart and stuff to get to the trash because the trash cans are overflowing in the dining room, like spilling on the floor. And the guests just stand there and look at you like, oh, are you one of us? And I'm like, no, sorry. I have to go through you so I can clean out the dining room so you can refill the trash cans with stuff. So, excuse me. And it's like, oh, yeah, right. And it'll take him even another 10 minutes too. the way you think I can get through there with this giant cart. I mean, you really want to, just like smack them upside the head.
Well,
like, where are your brains? Wouldn't be smart
that
to
would
do
be
it.
very suave insofar as,
But,
conducing people to return to your hotel.
No. It's just, you really would love to do this.
Well, I know you'd love to do it because that's sort of been the way you've talked about stuff ever since I first met you, and it was one of the things that was most off-putting about you.
I mean, when they're coming
nonetheless, I worked through it.
I mean, you're trying to get in an elevator, you've got this cartload of laundry, you've got to keep running up to the housekeepers because they're running out of stuff. And
yes. And this is a very legitimate thing.
Their supply rooms are not stocked.
Well, I mean, how much are they stock? Well, how much are they stock? It's a big place.
Yeah, well,
what is?
It could have been stocked, during the night.
Well, so see, that's a separate issue, but you may raise a good point. Perhaps they need to hire another person. Perhaps they won't be able to do so given the new Obamacare law that, you only want to have 29 hours. Well, that's also a separate issue, isn't it? I'm sorry. I just get that in.
For a weekly working full-time person on 29 hours, is he out of his ever-loving?
Well, yes. Well, and see, that's,
yes.
Well, that's, yes. Right. Thank the good Lord Paul got in there under the wire on that because he is saved, Well, we've talked about that before, or we will talk about that at some point.
I'm only allowed 40 hours a week. And if I do 19 and 20 on a Sunday and a Monday, that means Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I gotta somehow wiggle it down so I do not do more than 20 hours again. I gotta keep it within 40 hours in a work week.
Well, it's not so much
people get uptight.
If he, they can always send him home when he hits the thing. It's not like he's trying to work the system here.
And then the other thing was the other supervisors. If I still had things to do when they were finished for the day, fine, they would leave. But this current supervisor, no, this one screams and yells, I have to leave because I'm done for the day, all the housekeepers are done for the day, and nobody in my department can be here if I'm not here.
No.
But when I hired in, that wasn't the case.
Right, no. Because when he hired in, this individual was not there.
No.
And I don't think even her position was there, was it?
Well, yeah, because there was...
But the person in that position was a more reasonable, knowledgeable...
Right. And, if we wanted to hurry up and all get out early on a day, those persons would jump in and help, help collect the garbage and shit. Or they would help go and vacuum the 6 floors in the inn and get stuff out, so we could wipe it out, blow it out, and get done. And banquet room, something instantly had to be done with the banquet room. let a hand get it up and
Well,
going. And
the best thing
done.
I always wanted to find in the banquet room was a leftover bagel or a sandwich from a previous meeting.
Yeah.
I get the sense that you're very careful to preclude that in your efforts.
Well, yeah, I do. You know, like the
when you're preparing it for the next meeting. But see, I've always been in hotels where there was always a certain amount of, how should we say,
half sub,
shoveling.
Oh
well, yes, and
that's why we don't order pizza.
And if you're trolling around, if you're attending a meeting in a hotel and you're trolling around just to see, scanning the sky, so to speak, I've often fed myself off of the shovelings of some of these meetings. So
more than shovelings, a lot of times you can get a whole lunchbox.
Oh, more than that.
From someone. Like, you can get a whole sandwich.
We had one day when they were doing this Botox nonsense, and they were talking about, they were trying to market Botox to anesthesiologists. And
I was in the hospital.
Well, no, Botox to anesthesiologist, the hotel meeting, and they said they were going to have this special meeting, and we're going to have this little talk and all this, and they're going to have lunch. They're going to provide lunch. Well, yes, they did provide lunch. Yes, they did provide lunch, and of course, you had to listen to this thing about injecting all this stuff,
New York was a real pig out. I mean,
well, no. You got. They actually had people. They actually hired people to come in and serve you sandwiches and garnishes and stuff. And I will tell you though that when things ended, I sort of went through my usual routine. I thought, well, let's just see if this stuff hanging around and I can scarf some of this stuff, because Joe, when I go to a meeting, I try not to spend money. I'll tell you, they also hired people to come in, maybe like Paul, like Paul's role, and these things were whisked away before I could get anything.
Because if you're actually in the meeting and you go out and it's like over with, and you've packed all, don't go back. It's kind of hard for okay, this person who's there for the meeting to come back a couple hours later.
Oh, I had my badge on. I had free access to the meeting room. So they had the meeting rooms for all week long.
But they're clean and made ready for the next meeting.
This joint wasn't clean. They were
all the trash is out. You get fresh tablecloths. You get fresh skirtings around your conference
what's the thing with
table.
Skirtings? Who the fuck? I'm sorry. Who needs skirtings? Who needs skirtings? Skirtings are so idiotic. Why bother with that?
I don't. For some reason you like it.
I know.
Personally,
I don't think you're idiotic.
Okay. Personally, tablecloth over the table that fits right, and a candy dish in the center of each table.
No, candy dish? No.
And a pen and pad so you can take notes in case you don't have your own.
A candy dish? Give me a break.
And your power strip, so
Well, yeah, you didn't have a lot of power for these guys who are interneting now. They don't have like a 12 gauge wire running down with little things there. Parallel. Everybody can plug in their thing.
I have all these power strips run around, and everybody can plug into them.
Well, yes, and you see that gives these people a chance to interact and network. They can exchange cards and network. See, isn't that neat? See, they can all be, I'm networking.
Yeah.
I networked this guy when I was plugging in my thing. I'm sorry.
And that was also the point of how the Platt school system works. Everybody get in a laptop and clue in and see how what, for example, if teachers doing some sort of experimental thing with a telescope and stuff, they're supposed to, with their laptops or their iPod stuff, to plug into it and actually see what the teacher is doing, and also manipulate and change things as to working different and better, or a little more correctly, so they're able to correct what their teachers doing.
We're 30 minutes in here, Paul.
Yeah, we've really got to get the shit off here.
Well, perhaps we could say bye-bye, and then we might deal with that later. We'll see here. So
I tried to give you a guess.
Well,
they are on a weekend. Employees cannot use the elevators because they're always jammed up and logged up and taking forever to move around and get around. So the employees have to run the stairways. Trust me, that really bites.
No, it would at our age. I mean, I remember when I was a medical, not medical
And
school.
You got a bum knee like I do.
That's probably one reason why I have a bum knee, is because
and probably so here.
I used to do.
Because I've done this for 26 years.
I used to do the stairways two steps at a time when I was a freshman and an intern and all that kind of stuff. And so, well, of course, yeah. Now, do you want me to shut you off?
We're going home. We're going to bed, guys.
Well, I don't think we're going to bed. We're gonna shut this thing down, and we're probably going to actually eat some food.
Okay, bed as in we're shutting down and going off air for tonight, and we're going to have something to eat, so we'll stay alive.
Well,
and see you tomorrow.
One must have nutrition.
Yeah.
Alrighty now, bye-bye.
Love you guys. Have a good grip.